questions.
The ladder's a lie. Okay.
Coach Barnes, kind of the first thing out of his mouth Saturday was, if you shoot like that, you usually get bounced out of this tournament. Is there sort of a collective feeling like maybe we just, played our worst game and survived it? Is it kind of a sign of relief and let's do something with it?
Yeah, not to sound combative at all here, Rob. I think what people think is when you shoot it well, you play really well. We obviously shot it really poorly, but we played well, and we defended really well, and we rebounded the basketball. So I think what makes Coach most proud, our team and our guys of themselves, is that they know we can win games when we don't shoot the basketball. Let's not even say at a high level. We didn't even shoot it at a decent level, right? But we had good looks for the most part. These are shots we're going to take. At this time of the year, it's advance and move on, and that's kind of what we did. And I love the mentality. Coach said it about our players. I think it's just something to be really, really proud of for our team. And if you're a Tennessee fan, let's not get too caught up in the aesthetics, and let's get caught up in the result.
How encouraging was it that despite not shooting well, a couple big shots late in the game, people took with confidence and hit, and then obviously 6 of 6 at the free throw line in the last 30 seconds?
That was really, uplifting, I think, for all of us, because obviously the free throws crunch time, season's on the line, Texas has the momentum, so to speak. At that time they're making a run at us. I thought we had a number of big shots, but I really loved Josiah's with around 7 minutes to go from the corner. Stepped up, great rhythm. He's really a good shooter. I know the stats don't bear it out. People would say, well, the numbers are the numbers. But we have great faith in Joe and everybody else on this team. They can make shots.
How have you built a culture where, despite shots not falling, you guys still are locked in on defense? Because it's really easy to do the opposite where shots aren't falling.
Yeah, it is. I think that's what, as I say it to you right now in a little corny fashion, it gives me goosebumps that we have guys that are so proud, have such basketball integrity, have a mindset, mental toughness, all those cliche words that really do mean something here at Tennessee, that we can survive a game. And it was really neat after the game from basketball people, not that you're not, that a lot of comments about, man, I love how you guys defend. I loved your mental toughness in that game, your ability to grind it out, because, it'd be like a side, like, man, you couldn't hit the broadside of a barn. So it was one of those games, but yeah, we're proud of it, and I'm extremely proud of our players.
Greg, what is it about this time of year? You watch not just Tennessee's games, but you watch all these games, and it seems like a team has a double-digit lead, and then lo and behold, 1 minute to go, it's a nail-biter. What happens during March Madness?
I think it happens, really, if you pay attention to it, other than some home games, like we had some where we just really played extremely well and got out to big leads and kept that lead. One, you're on a neutral site.
Right.
So could you have said that was a home crowd for Carolina and Charlotte? Yeah, but they earned that, #1 seed, right? But for the rest of us, it's kind of a neutral site. We're really proud of our fan base being there. I'm sure others are with theirs. So I think in a neutral site game, you're going to have maybe a little bit more of the ebbs and flows of the game. Teams are going to make runs. These teams did not get here without being competitive and mature. And when you have teams that possess those two qualities, you can expect tight games.
What stands out about Creighton, and is there a team you've seen this year that they kind of profile like?
They are really fun to watch. I'm not going to use that term to play, but we're looking forward to it. It is a great challenge for us. I would say that we have Alabama in our league. Creighton is a top 4 team in offensive efficiency. They score in transition at a high rate. They have players that are very skilled, can dribble, pass, and shoot. 3 elements that are really good for any basketball player. So, and they're old. They're really old, which means that, they understand how to make adjustments. So if we take something away, I would imagine they're going to have a good counter to it.
Coach, on the other side, they have some weird numbers that jump out at you. They don't foul a lot, and they make teams take a lot of mid-range shots, or they chase a lot of three-point line. How do you guys not get caught into that trap? Play like they would.
Well, I don't know that it's a trap. I think that all teams have to identify how they're going to attack any defense, including Creighton's. And when you have a 7'1", 270-pound guy in there, and you feel like you can guard on the perimeter and zone him up, so to speak, let him play in a drop fashion, we call it, it's been very effective for them. They've ranked in the top 25 all year defensively. They are good defensively. They're smart. They keep the ball in front of them, and when they don't, they have the big fella back there to clean it up. So they do present some challenges. It will be different, but I am confident in our guys, that we will figure out a way, and coach will figure out a game plan for this. And it all comes down to, look, if we get looks and we anticipate that, we know it'll be hard, but if we execute, we get good looks, we got to make them.
What do you hope this core learned about being in the same situation a season ago?
Number one, it's nice to have Zakai here, back healthy. Number two, just what it takes. I think in that game, you guys correct me, against Florida Atlantic, we got out to a pretty good lead for what that would be. But that you can't rest. You have to go from play to play to play. You have to understand there's sequences within the game. You have to be at a high level, have a high level of concentration, make your runs longer than theirs.
What's the challenge of defending a team that's got 3 guys that are just so potent scoring? You can't just take one guy away. 4.
So, coach asked me the other day, how many shooters they have on the court? Pretty much everybody they put out there. 3 guys that are very potent. They have 3 guys, which is unusual. That I don't know exactly their numbers, but they average over 17 a game. They also play high minutes. I think that's a little bit unique. That they've got guys averaging between 36 and 39 minutes a game. I know they just had the double overtime game, so that would pump that number a little bit. But they have basically played with the short bench all year. Those guys are in great condition. They're smart. I'll say this in a complimentary way. When you have older players, they learn where to rest during the game. Their guys understand that, but they also compete at a high level. The challenge is to be there on the catch. They run great actions. They have a big they can score with inside. Very few teams have that. And they can hurt you from the perimeter through a number of different guys.
With their big, what challenges does he possess for Tobe and Jonas?
Just the same challenges that Zach Edey possessed, Hunter Dickinson, Tolu Smith, all of the good quality big guys. I hope I'm not leaving anybody out because we have some really good ones that we played against. Baycott, Carolina, that can we do the job getting to them, fighting for space effectively. You're not going to shut them out, but can we make it a difficult night and them getting up clean looks to the rim?
Coach with Tobe, I'm sure you guys talk about it a lot, but especially so after a game like Texas, about that line between hyper aggression and being able to stay on the floor without foul trouble. Is that kind of a teaching moment that you use it in?
Yeah, I mean, what we talked to Tobe about is getting good fouls. There are good fouls. The ones where you're really going after an offensive rebound, and or you're working to get around the guy, and maybe the ref sees it as you're coming over his back. You're diving on the ball on the floor for a loose ball. Instead of both of you hitting there at the same time, maybe you kind of hit a piece of the guy, and and Tobe moves people. So when he goes in, unlike Rob, me, or you, it would look like either I get bounced or you might get bounced, Rob. But Tobe generally bounces others. And so sometimes what appears to just be a neutral kind of going after it could be a foul on Tobe. We accept some of those. What we can't do is get the ones that are preventable. And he knows what those are. We talk about them.
How good was Josiah against Texas, just in terms of kind of doing everything, especially defensively on Dylan Disu?
Yeah, Josiah's great. Josiah saved us on a number of dribble drives, rotations, getting guys where he bluffed and stayed, where he full-bodied help, where he got a hand on the ball, knowing personnel, knowing who to full-body help on, leaving his guy, playing the percentages. His IQ, his size, and elite hands are a gigantic advantage on defense.
Anything else? All right, thanks, you.